Hello, it's Martin from Wisely Automotive, and in today's video we will be discussing everything you need to know about CarPlay on BMW i3s. I know it seems like a simple topic, but it can get very complicated very quickly, so make sure to keep watching to avoid any potential mistakes. In fact, it is so complicated and so confusing that we decided to make our in-house graphic, which you may have seen floating around some of the BMW i3 forums. So let me take you through it so we are all on the same level. Starting with the original i3s, which launched in 2013-14, pre-facelift with the kind of round headlights in the front bumper. Those come with the first generation of the iDrive system, which is codenamed NBT, which stands for the next big thing. And given it was so long ago, CarPlay wasn't really on the cards. Not that many people knew about CarPlay, and manufacturers only started thinking about implementing it. So those cars do not have any hardware whatsoever to run CarPlay, nor Android Auto, and the only way to get extended phone mirroring functionality is by using an MMI box, which is a little hardware piece which mounts onto the BMW head unit, which enables the functionality of connecting to the phone and then piping that video feed into the built-in iDrive screen. There's plenty of these products out there. Some are a little bit different, but they all basically do the same thing. You can get them on eBay, etc., if you're happy to install them yourself. However, if you're not handy with cars or electronics, rest assured, we do have a solution for you, so just keep watching to later in the video. Moving on to the newer LCI cars, the Germans love abbreviations, in other words, a facelift. These are the i3s with the slimmed out headlights in the front bumper, a lot more standard equipment, and crucially for the topic of this conversation, an upgraded iDrive system now featuring the 6th generation, which is codenamed NBT Evo. On the interior, it's very easy to spot because the interface has changed from a list-based home screen to a home screen which features horizontal tiles acting as widgets. These cars could be equipped with CarPlay as a factory option, but it was that, an option. And given it was, again, so early on that not many people were using CarPlay, it was a very rarely picked option. If you are given the specification list directly from BMW, the item you're looking for is 6CP. Luckily, not all hope is lost, because all of these facelift cars also come with the hardware required to activate CarPlay. However, how you activate it depends on some other options. So, if the car was equipped with a feature called Enhanced Bluetooth, which you can very easily spot by the cradle located inside of the central armrest, then CarPlay can be purchased directly from BMW, all done online. You don't need to go to the dealership through the My BMW portal. You can just log in on your computer, pay BMW about £265 the last time I checked, and CarPlay will become unlocked in your vehicle. I believe you may need to do a software update through a USB stick, but that's it. It's all official and it stays tied to the vehicle. So even if you sell it on and it changes owners, even as you swap BMW accounts, it will still stay unlocked. The problem? Just like with CarPlay, it was a very rarely picked feature. So if you are in an i3 which has it and still has CarPlay locked, then it's very simple to enable it. But realistically, you will fall into the majority of people who need to unlock CarPlay differently. And that's where third-party coders come in, and they can enable the functionality often over the air without you having to do anything, and we will discuss that in just a second. Luckily, BMW recognized that CarPlay was becoming more and more popular and expected, especially in premium vehicles. So from about April 2020 onwards, it became standard on all i3s. However, even with this NBT Evo infotainment system, Android Auto is still not available at all. If you want to use Android Auto, you will still have to resort to an MMI box. But that's enough of the history. Let's move on to the important lesson why you need to be careful with third-party coding. And it actually happened to this very vehicle, our Halo Golf Blue BMW i3, where it had CarPlay coded by a third party because it doesn't have enhanced Bluetooth and it wasn't an option with CarPlay from factory, but it was taken to a BMW main dealer for a recall. And as part of the recall, BMW updated the software of the head unit, which freaked out because it realized it's running unofficial software and it bricked itself. The telltale sign is that the navigation tile will just keep saying loading and it will never actually properly boot up, so you can't use the built-in features of the iDrive system. So to resolve this mess poor baby was left in, I'm driving all the way up to Bradford to speak to someone who really knows what they are doing when it comes to car coding.
Hi, my name's Azim, I'm from Mak Coding, and today we've got this BMW i3 in. that's coming to get the navigation restored and Apple CarPlay activated. It already had CarPlay, but it went into dealership and they updated the unit and they sort of bricked the head unit. And normally they charge customers around, I think, 1,500 to 2 grand to replace the unit with a brand new one, which is obviously not cost effective, and no one wants to really pay that much money. So what we'll do, we'll put the OEM FSC codes in back into the unit. So all the navigation, the voice recognition, and all the different features, they start working like normal. Plus, we'll also reactivate Apple CarPlay, so the customer has full screen Apple CarPlay, and with that you get video in motion and Android mirroring as well. Our solution is warranty safe. That means before taking it to dealership, you can completely revert back to the OEM state the head unit was in, meaning the original FSC codes, everything will be put back into the head unit. So if you get this done through USB, we send you 2 files, one to activate CarPlay and one to deactivate Apple CarPlay. The second solution is through Ethernet OBD cable. With that, you put the same code in and the software will detect that you've got CarPlay activated, and it'll ask you if you want to restore it back to the OEM settings, which is what our customers do before they take the car into the dealership. Right, so the first thing we do is we do a visual check to see what's actually wrong with the head unit. The first sign is that the navigation just stays on loading. That means there's no activation code in there. You can't select it, do nothing. The second sign is if you press the voice control button, normally these cars come with voice control as standard, so when you press the button, it should just work normally, but it'll just say voice control available shortly, and it'll say on the speedo as well, starting. That means the activation code is not present in the car. Next thing to do, if we grab the Ethernet OBD cable and we just plug it into the car, and then we just put the ignition on, make sure the iDrive everything's turned on, and then I will head over to the laptop and we'll open up ESIS and we connect to the car. What we do next is just check if the I level or the iStep level, basically the software version of the car, has been updated. So if you read the software version, you'll see the current version is 21.03, so someone's updated it to 2021 version. And if you head over to FSC, this basically just means activation codes. And then if you connect to the head unit, you'll see NBT2, and then we click check FSC status, wait for it to load, and then you'll see over here, it'll say not available and rejected. So navigation's rejected, your satellite tune obviously is rejected, voice control is not available, BMW apps rejected. So all these activation codes, including Apple CarPlay, has been rejected. Basically, that only happens if the car has been patched, the unit has been patched with aftermarket FSC codes. Once you do a software update, the BMW system, the iDrive, will deactivate and reject all the activation codes. Now, it won't do it if it's got OEM or genuine BMW codes. It'll only do it if the unit's been basically hacked or patched. Right, so what I'm going to be doing now is taking off all the old rejected codes that you guys saw previously. So we've put that in the program, as you can see. So it's going to work through it. It's going to clear all the old codes. Right, so as you can see, now it says not available under all the different codes, the navigation, speech, and all the different things will say not available. This is because we've just gone and cleared all the FSC codes from the unit. We do this so we can put in the OEM factory codes back into the unit. It is a bit of a hassle because you're having to clear it up, then put the old codes from factory back in, and then obviously to activate CarPlay we have to patch the unit again. Bit of a hassle, but if you do it properly the first time, where we provide you an option to deactivate CarPlay and activate CarPlay again, you should be fine. So I've got something called a repair pack. So as you can see, we've loaded the FSC code in. This is OEM BMW code that we've got here. And if we click upgrade, so it's going to put the FSC code in there and finished. So now if we click on check FSC, you see it says accepted for navigation. That means our navigation should now be working. So what I'm going to do now is load all the other FSC codes in. So you've got the voice control, lap timer, and all the other ones that are available for this car.
Going one by one, the entire process takes no more than 10 minutes. And finally, there is visible progress.
The navigation is activated on there now. So we've put the OEM FSC codes back in. Navigation's all activated, working how it should be. You can zoom in and out. But of course, this time the customer doesn't have Apple CarPlay. So if you go into communication. You'll see there's no Apple CarPlay option there. So this is what we'll be activating today as well, and patching the unit and showing you the process for that. Obviously, if you have a working head unit, meaning you've never gone to the dealership, it's not been patched, it's not bricked, it's fully working, and you want Apple CarPlay, so this is where you need to start from. So first thing you need to do, you need to go into your navigation, and then go into your settings, and then scroll down till you see position and version, and then version information. So this will basically tell you what software your head unit is on. So this car is currently on MBT_X, which is one of the newer software. What this will tell you is if you need CarPlay to be done with the USB, or if you need an Ethernet OBD cable and a Windows laptop. Once you have your software version, you head over to our website for BMW MBT CarPlay activation. It's just under BMW and then CarPlay, and then you'll see on here it's got all the information, the different methods, and how you can check the software version. It's got a little table over here, so you can compare your software. So from this car, as you can see, it was MBT_X, so that can get split screen CarPlay. It can also get full screen CarPlay. It can't get done through USB, but you can do it through DIY, which is through cable or remotely, or you can come to us in Bradford as well. So what you need to do is just follow the ordering process on the website, and it's really simple. You just select your software version. So we'll select MBT_X, select the type of CarPlay you want, split screen or full screen. We'll go over that as well in the next couple of minutes. Select the CarPlay you want, put your VIN number in there, select how you want it to be coded to your car. If you want to do it yourself, we send you a code, instructions, and a program made for customers. You want us to connect to your laptop and do it remotely for you, we can do that as well. Or if you want to come to us in Bradford or London, up to you, we can do that as well for you. So what I'll do now is I'll make the activation code for this car, and we'll activate Apple CarPlay, show you how it looks and how it works. This is the software we use and we give to customers to activate Apple CarPlay themselves. And all you need to do is connect the Ethernet OBD cable. We send you the code, instructions, everything through email. All you do is open the program, put the ignition on your car, connect the cable of course, and have internet in your car on your laptop. You put the code in, and then you press identify. Wait for the program to load all the details for your head unit. So as you can see, it says the VIN, the software version, and if the unit has OEM FSCs or not. So obviously we've imported this in the last segment. So what we'll do is just press the start button really. It takes about 5 minutes, and it'll run through the different processes. And once it's done, it'll say it's successfully completed, and then you know, okay, you've got Apple CarPlay working on your car then. Right, so as you can see, it says process completed successfully. So now the process is finished, and all we have to do is reboot the head unit. On the i3s, you can't just hold the volume button to reboot. A lot of people think it works on the i3s, but that's for the other F-Series and G-Series cars. On i3, you have to either let the car sleep for about 10-15 minutes, so turn the car off, lock it for 10-15 minutes, or you can just press a reset button built into the program. We're just going to click no, press reset. So this will reset your head unit. Our head unit just restarted, and as you saw previously, this car didn't have any Apple CarPlay option. But now as you can see, we've got Apple CarPlay activated directly on the BMW head unit. So all you do is just delete all connection to your phone, and also in your phone delete the BMW connection, and then repair your device as you're doing it first time basically. So we'll just go through the pairing process, the standard pairing process, connect to CarPlay, and then select it on your phone, and wait for it to bring up all the connections. So as you can see, there you go, press the BMW, press OK on the iDrive, press allow on the phone, and you just basically give it a couple of minutes for it to pair itself. Yeah, connect to CarPlay. There you go, you got wireless Apple CarPlay working on this i3 again. This is of course the standard or the split screen version. A lot of people like these as well, and this is what you get from BMW as standard. So if your car was compatible and you were to get Apple CarPlay from BMW, I think they charged around £265. This is what you'd get. Now of course it looks nice and it's still usable, but it's not as nice as full screen CarPlay. So the right side of the screen is used by BMW's iDrive, just to say Apple CarPlay, or you got different options you can choose. Navigation, if you want arrows, more navigation stuff, your trip computer, if you want your media radio information, you want the time there, energy flow. So you've got different things you can select. Obviously, but in this case, we'll show you how you can get full screen CarPlay as well. So the split screen uses about 60% of the screen compared to if it was using the full widescreen on this car. Right, so if your car comes with split screen CarPlay from factory, or if you ordered it from BMW, so it has the OEM CarPlay, you can actually get it upgraded to full screen. And the good thing about that is, even if it goes into BMW, you won't have any issues, because we're not actually changing the FSC codes. We are literally just changing the way the CarPlay is displayed, and it's making it full screen. So if it goes into BMW, they do a software update, they do whatever to the car. The most that will happen is you lose the full screen, but your navigation, your head unit won't be bricked. Everything else will still work just how it did basically before. So what we're going to be doing on this car now is taking it from split screen to full screen. It's the same procedure. So you get access to feature installer, you press find vehicle, identify, enter the code that we provide, wait for it to load up, and then just press start. So I'm just going to press start on there now.
Needless to say, there is no need to worry if the display looks like it's broken during this process. Just let the computer finish the job, and after rebooting it should come back to life.
As you guys can see, it's got full screen Apple CarPlay now activated on this BMW i3. So before we had the split screen CarPlay, and we simply just upgraded it to full screen CarPlay now.
To a large extent, which CarPlay view is better comes down to personal preference. If you are planning to use both CarPlay and iDrive concurrently, the split screen can be nice to have, as you don't have to jump between menus as much, and given the i3 is an EV, you can for example always keep a close eye on the energy consumption. On the other hand, if you live exclusively in the Apple world, the extra real estate of the full screen setup is definitely welcome. But what if you are not an iPhone user?
With this you also get Android screen mirroring as well, so that uses Mirrorcast. So some phones like Samsung Galaxies, they're compatible. All you have to do is just go into connect new device, and then you'll see a screen mirroring option there. It doesn't work with iPhones. A lot of customers ask us the same questions every time. It's only for Android phones that have Mirrorcast function. So if you select screen mirroring, you'll see it says that it's in the pairing process. On your phone, once you put the notification bar down, you'll see some phones they'll have it over here. My phone has got it there, Smart View. Just click on that and then go through the pairing process. It'll come up like this. Select the BMW, start now, and then just authorize it on there as well, and then just wait for it to connect. There you have it. So as you can see, my phone is now getting mirrored directly onto the BMW iDrive screen on there. If you only have Android, some people just like to put the Google Maps. It's not great because you can't control it from the iDrive. You can only control it on the screen. But again, it's better than nothing, I guess. There you go. So you can use that as well. Just pop your phone down on the seat or wherever, and obviously when you're driving, you'll have your navigation working. Because you get video in motion with this, if you wanted, you can go onto YouTube, watch your own videos as well. So if I play this Apple CarPlay video for Porsche, obviously we only advise you guys to watch videos when the car is stationary. Don't drive and watch. It is illegal in the UK and many other countries, but it's a nice little handy feature to have, especially if you've got passengers you want to entertain. If you guys wanted to disable CarPlay or uncode CarPlay because you're taking it to the dealership and you don't want them to brick your unit, you don't want them to break anything, we actually have a very simple process. It's the same as activating, but before you click the activate button, it'll pop up with a window asking if you wanted to restore it back to OEM settings. So if you come out to the laptop, so we've just activated CarPlay on this car. As you can see, it's finished. And then if you just click find vehicle again, identify, and then we've got the 10-digit code. This is different for every car. This is the code that we send you when you order. It's linked to your VIN number. So you put the code in there, click continue, and then again we just wait for it to load. A pop-up like this will come up asking you if you want to restore it back to OEM setting from the backup. So when you activate CarPlay from us, we make a full backup on the cloud, on our cloud service with your FSC codes and all the original coding basically, and it's backed up for you. So when you want to restore it back to OEM, all you have to do is press the yes button, and just give it about 2-3 minutes. It'll put everything back to standard and it'll deactivate CarPlay. So when you go into dealership for servicing, software update, recall, whatever, you won't have any issues, they won't break your unit. Yeah, so that's everything covered, hopefully, for Apple CarPlay activation. If you do have an older i3, we also have a solution for you. This is MMI Box, so this gets fitted behind your rear seats, behind your dash, all hidden away, and this will give you wireless Apple CarPlay and also Android Auto as well. So if you do have an Android phone, you can get this fitted from us in Bradford or London, and we've got a few installers around the UK as well. But I think that should be pretty much everything covered with i3s in terms of Android Auto and also activating Apple CarPlay, restoring brick head units. If you guys do want to get in touch, there'll be a link to our website and our contact details in the description of this video. You can give us a call, messages on WhatsApp, or just head over to our website, makcoding.co.uk. You'll find all the information that we've talked about in this video, and all the process, all the information's on there as well. So thank you very much.
So I hope your questions have been answered. In case they haven't been, leave them in the comments below. But yeah, this should be it. The important point to make is that if you bring an i3 to us for a service, by default, we don't code the vehicles. So even if you have aftermarket CarPlay unlocked, we will not mess with the head unit and you will not have any trouble. Huge thanks again to Mak Coding for participating in the video. They really are the name in the industry, and keep in mind, because it's a remote service, you can inquire with them regardless of where you are in the world if you drive an i3 or other BMW, Audi products, etc. So once again, thank you very much for watching. If you want to learn more about the i3, make sure to check out our i3 playlist by clicking here. And if you want to subscribe, make sure to do that here. Thank you very much again. See you in the next one.